As COVID cases surge globally, the head of the World Health Organization is issuing a warning. He cautioned that holiday celebrations could overwhelm health systems and bring an even larger spike in infections and deaths. He urged people around the world to postpone or cancel gatherings.
All of us are sick of this pandemic. All of us want to spend time with friends and family. All of us want to get back to normal. The fastest way to do this is for all of us, leaders and individuals, to make the difficult decisions that must be made to protect ourselves and others. In some cases, that will mean canceling or delaying events, just as we have had to cancel the reception we plan to have with you today. But an event cancelled is better than a life cancelled.
Let's bring in Holly Williams. She joins me now from London to discuss COVID cancellations in Europe. Holly, London's mayor has canceled the city's New Year's Eve celebration in Trafalgar Square. What's his reasoning and what was the response from the public?
Well, Anne-Marie, I think his reasoning, his reasoning is that there's been this big surge in cases here in the United Kingdom. This country is regularly hitting over 90,000 new infections a day over the last week. That's the highest it's ever been since this pandemic began. We know that Omicron is highly contagious, and London seems to really be the epicenter of this new surge in cases. And these celebrations in Trafalgar Square, which they normally have every New Year's Eve, bring together thousands and thousands of people into a small area, into close proximity with each other. And that's not even mentioning the public transport that they use to come and go and the pubs and restaurants that they're in before the clock strikes 12. So that's his rationale. And interestingly, just in the last few minutes, we've heard that in Scotland, in Edinburgh, they've also cancelled their yearly traditional New Year's Eve celebrations, the Hogmanay. So that's also been cancelled for the same reasons. As for public opinion, it's difficult to gauge at this point. Obviously, there are going to be individuals who are disappointed, who wanted to go to Trafalgar Square. But anecdotally, we're hearing that some people in the United Kingdom are not waiting for the government to bring in tough new restrictions on keeping people apart over the holiday season. They're of their own volition deciding to restrict the amount of socialising that they're doing. They're taking matters into their own hands. And we're hearing from business owners, people who own restaurants and bars, saying that their business has gone down drastically in the last few days. And in fact, the government here clearly recognises that. Today, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rishi Sunak, pledged around $1.3 billion to help support the hospitality industry.
Wow. So the Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, said that he's looking at all kinds of things to keep Omicron under control. I don't know, no one wants to see a lockdown. It sounds like almost people are sort of self-locking down in many ways. What are the options that the Prime Minister may be, considering?
I think Boris Johnson has the same options that every other world leader has at this point. And I think what they're all trying to do as they see a surge in Omicron cases is balance the science and the risks of Omicron, some of which are not totally clear at this point, against the politics. And as you say, there are so many people who don't want to go back into lockdown or even face kind of tough new restrictions. As for the options, one is a full lockdown. So far in Europe, we're only seeing that in the Netherlands, where they've closed down shops, businesses, schools until mid-January. Stopping short of that, there are countries that have brought in tough new restrictions. So, for instance, in Denmark, they've closed museums, cinemas, amusement parks, and they've also banned alcohol sales after 10 p.m. to try to reduce numbers of people in restaurants and bars. Other countries in Europe, some other countries in Europe, including the UK, are essentially betting so far that high vaccine coverage combined with getting a lot of boosters into people's arms will kind of stave off the worst of Omicron's effects, whatever they turn out to be. I think it's worth pointing out that Boris Johnson is also facing a lot of pressure from within his own party. So Conservative members of Parliament who are dead against any tough new restrictions.
So Germany now. Many healthcare workers are testing positive for COVID, making staffing shortages a likely reality there. What is the current state of the hospital system like in the UK?
Well, it seems to be particularly bad in London. So hospitalisations from COVID have increased by over 30% over the last week here in the British capital. And remember that London seems to be the epicentre of this surge in cases. The big issue in this country is staff shortages caused by people getting sick with COVID, health workers getting sick with COVID. So we now have a British medical journal warning that hospitals in the UK could be overwhelmed within 1 or 2 weeks. And we have the British Medical Association saying that there could be 50,000 health workers sick by Christmas Day. And just last week, we heard from Professor Chris Whitty. He's essentially England's Dr. Fauci. And he said, and this is a direct quote, "The reality is this speed of onset is going to lead to lots of people getting ill simultaneously. And we have to be realistic about that."
So France and Germany, and France isn't doing so well, itself, but both countries have imposed restrictions on travelers going to and from the UK. Is there a concern that other EU nations are going to follow suit? And what sort of impact, could there be on the economy if this happens?
Well, I think those restrictions in France and Germany are already affecting the economy. They've essentially banned nearly all travellers coming from the UK. And we're already hearing from French ski resorts, which rely on British holidaymakers at this time of year. So many British holidaymakers spend Christmas skiing in France, and this year they can't go, and that's having a devastating impact on those ski resorts. I think the reality is that any restrictions, whether it's a lockdown, whether it's closing entertainment venues, whether it's closing schools, they have an economic impact. On the other hand, people getting sick and dying, that also has an economic impact as well as a devastating social impact. So, I think it would be naive at this point, 2 years into this pandemic, to think that these are easy questions for our political leaders around the world to deal with.
Yeah, I concur, Holly. Thank you very much.
Thank you.